Jake, you're a piece of shit. A piece of shit. Oh, Jake, you suck.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking to Myself. This is the podcast where I look into a camera and I talk to myself. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? I'm Jake. Letizia, what's up? I forgot to say my name as the first part of the intro. It's all good, dude. Said it a little different this time. Sometimes you say things different. You don't always need to be a broken fucking record. How's everyone doing, man? You doing good? You having a good time? Is life particularly fun for you right now, huh? Summer's winding down. It's getting chilly. Fall's coming in. You getting your fucking Halloween decorations for the Halloween that's not actually going to happen? You getting ready to give candy to kids with masks on? Is that what you're getting ready for? You guys gearing up for the end times? Everyone buying canned food, guns, and ammunition? What's going on? Anybody else having conversations with people where the tone of it is, hey man, I think we're going to start fighting each other? No? Good. Don't do that. Love everyone around you. Have fun. Have nice, fun conversations with people. You know? There's no point in fighting them because at a certain point, we're all going to die anyway. So, for your friends, if you're at a party, if you're having a good time at a barbecue, just have a good time, dude. Don't start fucking battling over shit you can't control. Just have a good time with your friends and your family. And if it's fun to argue and everyone's about it, do it up, dude. Is anything I'm saying making sense? Probably not, but that's the nature of this podcast. I say things that I barely know what they mean, and you listen to them and go, what? And then that's the whole thing. Anyway, how's it going, man? I had a cool week. Dude, I had a date, bro. I went on a fucking date, dude. I did. That's date 2 in quarantine, dude. That's the second date I've been on in quarantine. That might be too much for some people, but it's not enough for me, okay? Fuck you. It's funny when you tell people you're going to do stuff where you're like, oh, I'm going to go on a date. Like certain people I tell that to, they all go, oh, that's great, man. But I can hear in the back of their voice like, oh, should you be doing that? Shut up. I'm as safe as I can be, okay? I think 2 dates in 7 months or whatever the fuck it's been is very fucking cautious when it comes to the vid, dude. Okay, I already had it. I have the antibodies. I have the antibodies rolling through my body, fucking reinforcing my system, and then I also have a mask on. I'm all right, bro. Anyway, I had a date. It was good. It was a good time. It was funny. We were COVID came up, of course. It's going to come up in every conversation, unfortunately. But we were talking about COVID at one point and how I used to have it. And I could see my date look at me like, what, dude? Like she looked at me like, why didn't you tell me you had COVID before we went on a date? And I'm like, because I had it months ago, dude. COVID's like the new fucking STD, man. Why didn't you tell me that before we went on a date that you had a fucking debilitating disease? Dude, COVID's not forever, man. It's not contagious upon kissing me when I don't have it, dude. She looked at me like I had AIDS or something. She looked at me like I had fucking herpes. Something. She looked at me like I had something that is sexually transmitted. That's what she looked at me like. She was like, I was like, oh yeah. She's like, oh yeah. What's been your experience with COVID? I was like, oh, I actually had it like early days right before the lockdown happened. And her eyes went like this. And I was like, I don't have it anymore, dude. And she's like, well, okay. Well, what happened though? And I was like, in March, I had it. I had it for like a week or whatever. Then by the time I got diagnosed, it had already been like the quarantine amount. And then I stayed in quarantine even longer. That's what happened when I got it. Things were so backed up back then, and like they were so slow for the testing that it took like 14 days for me to find out that I had COVID. And by that time, I felt pretty okay. I mean, I was still coughing a bit. So then I just stayed another 14 days in quarantine. I did fucking double duty of quarantine because the test came back so late. Anyway, but still, she was like iffy. It was funny because she knew. She's like, well, yeah, you don't have it now. And I'm like, no, I don't have it now. I've been tested. I don't have it. And she's like, oh, okay. But also I could see a secret part of her was like, yeah, but what if? Dude, I'm so glad I don't have that. Getting COVID may erase the what if from my brain, you know? I had it. I understand what it was. And thankfully for me, it wasn't as bad as it is for some others. I fucking am cautious with the mask, but I don't have that what if. I don't have that like, what if I get it and it kills me? I don't. I got it. Didn't kill me. Thank God. So I'm not touching surfaces going, what if this is the last fucking freezer I'm ever going to touch? What if me getting this monster right now kills my whole family? I don't have that thought. Thank God. I'm very glad about it. It's funny too, because most people I meet are like, yeah, I kind of wish I got it too. I wish I got it just so. Isn't that funny? It's because you don't know it. You know what I'm saying? The mystery of it is the real thing that makes you paranoid. You not being close enough to it to understand what the fuck it is so that you just make shit up in your head that exacerbates all of it. And also, if you haven't had it and you heard somebody else got it who's close to you and they had a fucking horrific experience, you automatically think that's going to happen to me. I'm going to have that horrific experience. Why not? It happened to them, could happen to me. So, if there is a God in the sky looking down on people, thank them. I thank them for giving me it. Anyway, but it was a fun date, man. It was an interesting time. Played Luigi's Mansion a little bit. Dude, that's how we got into the date. That's how we made the date. I was talking to the person. We're trying to figure out what we should do, and she told me she had a Switch with Luigi's Mansion. And I was like, dude, I don't have a fucking Switch, but I would love to play Luigi's Mansion. We should play it co-op. And she was like, hell yeah, I'm down. And then we get to the park. She didn't have the capability for co-op, which was a little bit hairy. No, it didn't actually matter, but a little bit of me was like, dude, I did say co-op, and when you got the Switch Lite, bro, what's going on here? I was trying to be a co-op kid, and you got the fucking Lite, dude? Anyway, so then we just took turns playing it, and I don't know. Listen, I don't know if everyone who listens to the podcast has seen the Mario thing. Probably. But you guys know. If you've seen my Mario documentary, you guys know how I feel about the Mario series. I think they're great games. I love them to death. But there are definitely things to point out that are like, well, if we're going to get mad about other things being offensive, this is a pretty offensive game. You know? I think Mario is great. I think it's one of the most fun franchises of all time. But if we're going to talk about cultural appropriation, that should be in the conversation. I think you should keep that game going. I don't want that game to ever go away. But you can be like, hey, dude, Italians don't go, I need garlic. They don't do that, dude. They aren't all tiny people with giant mustaches who only do plumbing. They can't fit into giant pipes. Some Italians don't say, Mamma mia, when they die. Most Italians, when they die, they're just like most people, they just shut their eyes and they go to wherever they whatever they believed in previously. That's how it works, right? When you die, you go to whatever you believed in when you're on this earth. Hopefully that's the case. Anyway, I guess all guineas are in fucking Catholic heaven then. But we start playing Luigi's Mansion, and the first thing that happens is Luigi comes on screen, and he literally starts talking like this. So this Italian man doesn't speak any words. It's just gibberish with an Italian accent. That's the offensive part, is that not only does he not speak words, but like he can't just speak gibberish and it's gibberish. There's still an Italian accent on it. It's still an Italian accent and gibberish. As if to say Italians, this is what they sound like. I imagine Miyamoto being like, that's what they sound like, right? Because here's the thing. When the games initially were made, there was no voice acting, right? There was like, here we go, mamma mia. Like, there were the little bits of what Mario says. But, like, for the majority of the dialogue, it was mostly, like, text on screen. And you would click through it, and one of the characters would be like, ha, ha, ha. And then Mario would be like, ha, da, da, da. Right? But then you would think that, like, as things become more sophisticated, they have a voice actor for Mario. You would think, like, oh, they're going to voice everything. Like, they're going to voice Luigi. Like, everyone's going to talk, right? No, dude. They have the capabilities for fucking voice technology, for sophisticated mouth movement, where you could have these Italians say some actual words, and instead of them saying words, Miyamoto was like, well, they don't actually say anything. Dude, here's the thing. I also, playing Luigi's Mansion, it was fucking dope. It was sick. It was a very fun game. I loved the game. But at the same time, I couldn't play it without thinking like Miyamoto has Luigi going, because every time he's ever heard an Italian person, he's like, that's what they sound like. If you ask Miyamoto, what do you think Italians sound like? He's going to be like, you know what I think Italians sound like. You've played my games, right? Go play Luigi's Mansion. That's I assumed that I was having him say Italian. I think if it was an American company who made Mario, somebody would have been like, what's going on? But Miyamoto's just a fucking charming dude. And he's just like, he's just so charming. Everybody loves him the moment they see him. But then he's like, I bet you if you sat down and asked him, like, hey, why does Luigi not say any words? He'd be like, well, he is. He's speaking fluent Italian. Don't you understand? And again, I'm not saying these games are offensive in a way where I'm like, fuck these games. I love them. But I love them enough to acknowledge, like, you know, it is fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. You fight tomatoes in Mario Odyssey. You literally fight tomatoes, dude. You fight giant tomatoes. You go to New York City and all of the NPCs are fucking normal height and Mario's a fucking tiny human. That's weird, dude. Why are the character models for Italians like stubby and strange and not proportioned to the regular human beings in New York City, in the New York City level? Why, dude? That's weird. Anyway, I love Mario, okay? Charles Martinet, he's a good guy. He's a good voice actor. But it's weird that Luigi doesn't speak any words, man. It's a weird move. They have the budget to fucking get a voice actor to say words. They have a voice actor there going, just have him say some words, man. He's committing hours of his life to, just have him say, hello, my name's Luigi. You can keep the fucked up accent. Just have him speak, man. Anyway. Dude, there's definitely kids who grow up like, this is what Italian people are. There's no way there isn't. There's definitely people who grow up like, oh shit. They look at me and are like, why aren't you in overalls, bro? Anyway, Luigi's Mansion is pretty good. I might get a Switch for that game. I might. All the other Mario games came out too. I might get a Switch. I don't know. I'm down. I'd be down to play Mario 64 again. It's a good game. They're all great games. They're funny, man. Yeah, dude. So it was a good date. It was a fun date. A lot of things happened, man. I went to an outdoor bar and people were just fighting behind us. That's when you know you've been in the city for a long time, is that fights break out and you just keep drinking. Like you just keep, you glance over to make sure that it's not going to fall into your area. And then you're like, oh, it's not. They're far enough away. That's a self-contained fight. They're just going to fight each other. And you turn and you just continue drinking and having your nice date. That's what it is to live long enough in New York City. Long enough to ignore an active fight right next to you. Here's the thing. You look over to make sure the fight is not that brutal, because it wasn't that brutal. It was like yelling, and then a guy took a table off the sidewalk, or not, like it was a collapse. It was like a wooden board that looked like it was part of a table, and this guy just randomly picked it up off the street and like threw it at some guy in a bike. And then his friend immediately was like, what are you doing, dude? Don't throw a bike, bro. Why? Or don't throw a table, dude. Why are you doing that? What are you doing? These two guys were yelling at this other guy on a bike. And then one of the dudes is like, fuck you, man. Fuck you, dude. And he picks up a wooden board out of nowhere and chucks it at the guy and misses him, thank God. And then his other friend immediately switches disposition. Immediately he switches to like, hey, dude, what are you doing? Hey, man, I'm not going to be associated with someone who throws a board at another human being, okay? I was talking shit to this dude because fuck him, but I'm not at the physical, let's get a board out of nowhere violence level of hating that guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not angry enough to pull objects out of thin air and toss that at a stranger. And I don't want to be associated with somebody that angry. I would do the same thing, man. If my friend picked up, where did he get this board from? I guess it was on the street corner. I didn't see it, though. I feel like it magically appeared. I feel like his anger produced it into reality. It felt like fucking WCW versus NWO. You ever played those games? Any wrestling game. It felt like a fucking wrestling game where you just pull objects out of the ring. All of a sudden, you have a chair in your hands. That's what it felt like. It felt like he pulled objects imaginarily out of the sidewalk and he just got a fucking giant board of wood and tossed it. It was heavy too. It looked like a wooden table with its legs broken off, and he just tossed it at the guy. Anyway, I have no idea what they were arguing about. Just a lot of cursing. And then when I was walking my date to the train, same thing. Another fight. Another group of people. We just walked through it. We just walked through it, dude. Not a big deal. It's so funny because I don't even think about it, and then she didn't think about it either. She grew up in the city. But it's just funny. I think about those moments, and then I tell somebody, I'm like, yeah, I was on a date. 2 fights broke out during the date, but it was a good date. And people are like, really? What the fuck? That's crazy. And I'm like, is it though? I said that to somebody who used to live in the city, and he was like, that's nuts. And I was like, dude, did you live here? What are you talking about? If you ride the train at night, you're going to like either see a fight or have somebody mumbling across from you at you trying to start a fight with you, right? Like, am I the only one who this happens to? You're going to have somebody who seems strung out being like, yeah, you fucking idiot, you fucking piece of shit, you fucking nice backpack. That was me going home. I took the subway home, right? And this lady was just like, fucking nice backpack. Oh, you fucking looking at me, you fucking piece of shit. And what I did was I just looked the other way. I was like, don't lock eyes, because then I'm going to have an argument with somebody who's not all there, and that's not going to be good. You just look at a space in the subway that no one else is looking at, that no one else's eye contact is in the line of your eye contact. You wait for your stop, you get off, and you go home and have a good day. That's the end of any good date in New York City, is riding the subway home after you kiss somebody, feeling great, and somebody across from you is fucking fucked up and not all there going, you fucking, I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you, you fucking nice backpack, you got that backpack, I got fucking knives and guns, bro, you dumb fuck. And then it says Fulton Street, and then you get out, and then you go home, and you're like, damn, that was a good date. That's what she was saying. She was mumbling, I got fucking guns. I got fucking my own fucking backpack with guns and knives. You don't even fucking know, you piece of shit. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, dude. Chill, dude. Anyway, it was a good date, man. Hopefully there's another. We'll see. We'll see. It was a date where on the date we were talking about what we're going to do for another one, which means we probably will not have another date. That's just how it goes, man. That's just how it goes. I feel like the more you're like, we're definitely going to do another one of these, it never happens. I don't know why that's the case, but that seems to be the case. Damn. Dating gets easier as you get older, man. It gets so much fucking easier because there's so much you encounter that it's like whatever. Here's the thing. Dating loses its zhuzh, its luster, like some of the fun of it because you've done it so many times and you have had so many bad experiences with it. But when you get to a certain age, like nothing surprises you in it, so it's fine. You know? Like the first time you have a great date with somebody and then on the date you're talking about like, oh, we're going to have another date. They're talking to you. That happened to me where I was on a date with somebody. They're talking to me about how we're going to have another date. Right. And I was like, oh shit. All right. She's like, yeah, this bar I usually go to, it's so good. We should go there for our next date. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, cool, dude. She's like, yeah, it's rad. And I was like, all right. We have a great rest of the date. You know, we finagle a little bit at the end. It's a good time. Next day I text her. Let's do another, like, when you're free again. No answer, bro. And the first time it happens to you, you're like, damn, dude, what the fuck? The first time it happens, the problem with dating is everything's so personal about it. Meanwhile, it's the most impersonal fucking thing ever. It seems like it's personal because it's you and the other person and it's about attraction and intimacy and all that garbaggio. But really, dating is the most impersonal shit you'll ever do in your fucking life. Because the reason you don't go on another date or the reason you do go on another date often does not have to do with that other person. It has to do with you and how you feel and where you're at in your fucking brain or where you're at in your life. Because this person who I had a good time with, and also that's the thing, you'll never know the reason. So there's no reason in fucking being like, why did I not get the second? Oh, fuck. You know? You'll never find out. So there's no point in thinking about it. I feel like when people date, they forget that other people live independent lives of your own. Like you could go on a date with somebody and they could have made everything up that they said about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have a wonderful, great time with somebody from a dating app and none of it could be true. You would have no way of knowing. So if somebody was like, let's do a second date on the first date and then you hit them up for a second date, there could be literally an infinite amount of reasons why she's not getting back to you, why it didn't happen. It could be a simple one. It could be a fucking gigantic. The person could literally be dead. You could have left that date, right? The person walked home, got stabbed to death, and you would have no clue because you don't have enough of a connection with that person to even know, dude. Most times you go on a first date, you're not Facebook friends with them. All you have is their phone number. So if they fucking died, you wouldn't even know, dude. You'd just be sitting in your house going like, why doesn't she like me, dude? Fuck her. Meanwhile, she's literally, they're having, her family's organizing a funeral. She's a fucking jerk, dude. Fuck her. Her mom's like, oh, I miss her so much. Why was she out that late at night? And you're like, why won't she text me back? And her sister's like, why can't I have my sister back? Fuck. You know? That could be happening. Yeah. I don't know. I guess when I'm saying stuff like this, I always say this stuff because I don't know. I think everyone at a certain point in their life is that person. I think everybody who encounters it for the first time is the person who's like, why won't she? And then all it takes is you realizing like, oh, dude, no. This is what will turn you around. If you're somebody who gets very upset or takes things very personally in dating, just be aware of you when you aren't interested in somebody, or why you don't go on a second date with somebody. Be aware of your reasons for that, and then just go, oh, that's probably theirs. Any reason I have could be their reason for not doing it. That's because you're not that unique. That's one of the fucking most... That is a thing that I learned that helped me so much in life, is I am not unique. There's no thought I've ever had that hasn't been had before. There's no thing that I've done that is completely new. And that's a freeing fucking thing. Because then you realize like, oh, if I'm thinking something, somebody else is thinking it. So that's a connecting thing, Or and it applies to dating of like, oh, if I didn't go on a second date with somebody who I really liked just because I was feeling bad, then somebody else could do the same for me. And then because of the way you felt about that person who you didn't go on a second date with, that could have been what they felt for you. And also, when in doubt, just assume the easiest to stomach thing, If you don't know the answer of something and it's bugging you, just think of the easiest to stomach fucking thing. If it's that she randomly died, think that in your head. Fine. If it's just for you, dude. If you didn't get a second date and it's bumming you out and it takes you thinking like, well, maybe she just died and that's why she never texted me back. If that, you just keep that in your brain, and if it makes you feel better throughout the day, think that, man, it's fine. Or if you're anybody, if you're a woman who a guy isn't getting back to you and you're like, nah, maybe he died. This timer always scares the shit out of me. If that makes you feel good, fucking go with it, man. Whatever makes you not obsess about it. Because that obsession is fucking just irritating. It just eats away time. Those moments when we're like, oh man. Where you're like the game of texting. Text, like making sure you don't text back right away, making sure you like wait enough time for it to seem like you're hard to get, like all that bullshit. Fuck it, dude. Don't do that. That shit you do when you're insecure and unsure about dating. Just text somebody normal, and if they're not responsive to it, just in your head go, oh, I guess they died. That's why they didn't respond. I guess they died is not a bad way to just fucking put it out of your mind. And also, in a way, if you went on a date with somebody and then you never hear from them again, they might as well be dead. I mean, they're dead to your life. You don't fucking know them. Anyway, that was the end of the first half. This camera's about to go out. I'll see you in the second half. What's up, everybody? How's it going? We're back for the second part. Yeah, dude. What was I talking about? I don't even fucking know. Oh, dating. Yeah, man. Don't worry about not going on a second date. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, bro. You just got to be happy that you had that one nice date. They say this about movies, right? A movie is there's so many things that have to come together that it's a miracle if any of them are good, right? Let alone a fucking masterpiece. There are so many moving parts. There are so many things going on, so many things that can go wrong, that when a movie is completed, when a movie happens and it comes out, that alone is a miracle. So I believe that's the same principle for dating. So many things have to happen for you not to have the date end up happening, for the person to just lose interest and stop talking to you, or you stop talking to them, for whatever. So many different scenarios could happen. Her cat could fucking die, and you could be like, no, it didn't, in your brain, but don't say that to her. But you're like, is that an excuse, or did your cat really fucking die? right? Your dog could die and you could be like, hey, dude, my dog died. And she could be like, did it though? Or are you making an excuse? Anything could happen to make the date not even happen. The bar that you wanted to go to could be fucking closed down because of COVID. Who knows, dude? There are plenty of things that can go wrong for a date not to even occur. So the fact that you even got to go on that date is a miracle. The fact that it was a good date is extraordinary, right? So you'd have to be an asshole to think it's going to go perfect. It's going to go... You'd have to be an asshole to think, hey, that's going to happen a second time perfectly, right? That's going to so easily happen again with this same person. You'd have to be a fucking dickhead to think that, because it was so rare that it went so well for the first one that you should be thinking, I probably will never see that person again. That went so well that I will never see that person again. How many sequels get made? And then when those sequels do get made, how many of them are good? You know? How many second dates happen? And how many of them that do happen end up for a third date? Not all of them. Some of them. So just think of it like that, man. That date was so good. That first date was so great. And I'm so thankful for that. And I don't need a sequel. If I get a sequel, I'm happy about it. I love that movie so much that I could see a sequel happening and it being good. But if I don't get that sequel, it's not going to sour the fact that that first one was fucking awesome. Yeah. So if you're young and in the dating game and you're freaking out, chill, man. Just be happy at a good first date. Anyway, what the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, dude. So I was by Grand Central. This is a funny thing that happened, or a weird thing. Just strange, really. You know when you are walking and somebody else is walking at you, and you both are trying to go around each other, and you go in the same direction, right? And you do that left-right juke out. And sometimes it's a left-right, then the person goes around you and you go around them. But sometimes it's a left-right, left-right, left-right. Sometimes you're in an infinite juke. Then you both stop. Then you both decide to go again at the same time in the same direction. And then at that point, you just say, fuck it, and you push through the person. You know what I'm talking about? The old whoopsie-daisy juke out that we all do when we're walking around a crowded place. Well, I did one of those this week, 2 days ago. I was by Grand Central, and I was in Grand Central, and I was walking through, and a cop is walking towards me, and we do the old juke out, right? The old back and forth, and which is fine, but it was weird because she was holding an assault rifle. Right? It's weird to do, like, the old juke out is annoying enough, but it's a little more stressful when somebody has a machine gun attached to their hip. You know, when somebody's holding a gun, it was a female cop, and when somebody's and she was holding a gun that was the size of her lower half. Okay, so it's a little more nerve-wracking doing the juke out there, because if we both stop and then I go at the same time as her, I don't know, she might just shoot me in the face and be like, listen, dude, you couldn't make a decision. No, she wasn't going to do that. But it was just, I don't know, what if I bump into her and then she falls? Well, I could just take the gun from her. Like, it's just, it's too casual of an encounter with an assault rifle for me to have a whoopsie daisy with a police officer, you know? What if I juked her out so hard she fell on the ground and I was a psychopath and I grabbed the gun and was like, dude, you snooze, you lose, fuckface. And then I just shot everyone. I wouldn't do that. But what I'm saying is she could have whoopsie daisy juked out with anybody, okay? And I'm not crazy in the way where I'm going to take a gun from somebody, but I am a psychopath, okay? I'm like 2 steps removed from that kind of mental silliness. So I'm just saying, like, it's a matter of time when that goes poorly. She also smiled. She like smirked at me like, "Ha, we did the juke out. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm not as enthused as you." Listen, I'm not anti-gun, but I am anti doing a juke out with the cop holding a fucking AR-15. It's a little strange. Anyway, that was weird, man. I don't know. It's just weird in general. Seeing that, I've talked about this on the podcast. I've seen cops with assault rifles, AR-15s, just like playing Angry Birds or like playing games on their phones in the middle of Times Square, and you're just like, what are we doing, bro? This is a lot of firepower. It's too much firepower to be so casual with it, you know? Listen, and she's only human, and it's only natural to get in a sort of whoopsie-daisy left and right, back and forth, whatever we call it. We need a term with it. A whoopsie-daisy, that's what I'm calling it. Everyone gets into whoopsie-daisies, okay? It's bound to happen. But it's just, I don't know. It's one of those things where you're like, it's strange, man. It was a strange interaction. I don't really know how to feel about it. It was just weird. But yeah. Anyway, I did steal her gun and I did shoot everybody in Grand Central. But you know, I just had to do it. She fell on the ground. Her gun was there. It was fucking easy access. What was I gonna do? What was I gonna do? Leave it there? Also, what if I accidentally juked her out and then she got mad about it and was like, "Hey, dude, what the fuck was that, dude? You purposely juke out an officer?" No, man. You purposely fucking juke out an officer, dude? And she's fucking holding the gun up? And I'm like, no, dude. You juked me out, bro. It's not my problem. I'm swifter than you. What the fuck? Anyway. Oh, man. I've been thinking a lot about or not thinking a lot about this, but my for whatever, maybe the date triggered this, but I was thinking about how maybe the date triggered this because I went into a sick bathroom. Dude, I went to this Mexican restaurant and there was this bathroom. I put it on my Instagram, but it had like fucking, it was like embroidered. It had like a crazy fucking pattern design all over it. Like it was like a tiled toilet. It was sick, dude. I don't know where they got it, but I want the toilet dealer. I want to know who sold that to them at whatever flea market they were at, and I want my own bedazzled toilet. It was sick. It wasn't bedazzled. It was like a tile toilet with a fucking crazy design on it. I don't know what the design was. I think it was some sort of Spanish design. I don't know. It was fancy as fuck and it was nice as fuck. And I wanted to eat more tacos, so I had more of a reason to shit on it. I wanted to eat tacos there the rest of the night, so I would have an excuse to diarrhea all over that beautiful fucking toilet. Okay? It was the type of toilet where you would want to spend time on it. You would look at your phone a little longer than usual because you're like, damn, dude, my butt is blessed with this sweet, sweet design. But that had me thinking like when I was younger, I used to every restaurant I would go to, I would, as soon as we got there, I would ask where the bathroom was. And this I guess this made me think of it because what happened on the date was the person I was on a date with went to the bathroom, told me about the toilet. So then later when I had to go to the bathroom, I especially was like, well, I don't just have to go to the bathroom. I got to check out this fucking toilet. So it made me think like, oh, I had to check out that toilet because of what she said. So it made me think of this whole thing where when I was younger, I would go to bathrooms every time I went to a restaurant with my family, and they all thought that I was going just to check out the bathroom. And then it became a joke that my brothers would say to me, oh, Jake loves bathrooms, dude. He checks them out all the time. Or I would come back from the bathroom and be like, what, are you checking out the bathroom? And I always be like, no, I'm not. I'm peeing. I'm using the bathroom. And they'd be like, yeah, dude. Yeah, right, dude. And then my mom recently was like, hey, remember when you checked out the bathrooms all the time? And I was like, what? She's like, why did you like checking out bathrooms all the time when we went to restaurants? And I was like, I was peeing. And she was like, really? You were peeing every time? And I go, yeah, dude. I go, I didn't give a shit about what the fucking toilet looked like. Half the time we were going to the same restaurant. You think my family's interesting enough to go to fucking different restaurants every day? No. Went to the same goddamn Guinea Italian restaurant all the time. So I knew what the bathroom was. I didn't have to check it out every time. No. I just wanted to I don't want to have to pee while I eat, bro. I don't want even a little bit of a tinkle in my system when I'm eating. It's going to upset the whole meal. If you ever meet somebody who has to pee, right? Who says to you, I gotta pee, and then you go, oh, okay, and then they eat an entire meal in front of you, and then go to the bathroom, that person's a murderer. That person's a serial killer. They've either murdered or abducted a kid. They've done some. They've either killed a kid, killed a woman, or abducted a child. They fucking, I don't know, jerk off in the corner of the room and say how much they love their mom. I don't know. They do something, dude. They do something fucked up. Because that's weird. If somebody eats a full meal, if somebody eats a meal on a full bladder, it's very disturbing to me. I don't like that. So I would go to the bathrooms all the time because I just wanted to know, especially if it was a new restaurant. It's not because I was checking it out. It's because I needed to know where the bathroom was in case I had to go. I don't want to fucking have to pee and then ask the guy, where's the bathroom in the middle of the meal. I'll just ask him up front, hey, where's the bathroom? I got to go. You know? I don't know. It's funny because I'm getting like worked up about it right now. Dude, I wasn't checking out those bathrooms. So fucking stupid. It was funny though because when I told my mom that, she's like, "Oh, that makes sense." Yeah, dude, it makes sense. How come no one? You ever say something that makes sense when you're a kid to other people and they're like, shut up, kid. And then older, you say the same point to people. And they're like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Now that you're an adult, I understand what you're saying. But when you were a child, I was like, nah, shut up. You are doing what I believe you to be doing. Okay? That's funny, dude. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that toilet was sick. I wish I needed to shit on it, but I didn't. I just had to pee, so it was quick. It was a quick time with the toilet. It was a nice toilet. Speaking of shit, dude, I keep writing this note down and I keep forgetting to talk about it. At least I don't think I've talked about it, but so I was thinking about high school and I was thinking about there was this weird fucking. Are there ever things that you remember about high school that you're just like, why the fuck? Where you're just like, that happened and why? Like so there was this girl in my high school who I witnessed, I don't know why she did this, but I saw her like scratch her ass with her fingers. You know, not like dig into her pants and scratch her ass, but she like did the whole, press your pants into your asshole a little bit and scratch, and then she sniffed her ass, and then she said to her friend, "My ass fucking stinks." That's what she said. "My ass fucking stinks." To her friend. And I was right there. We were in the hallway. And that has never left my mind. And I guess I just wanted to share that with you because, like, I wonder if you find it as utterly strange and bizarre as I do. Also, this was a girl who, like, already was not having a good time. Like, she was made fun of a good amount. Like, she was having a bad time in high school. And then she did that, and I was like, what is going on here, dude? That's not going to help anybody. My ass fucking stanks? There's no way I can't tell my friends this happened. Why would you do that? And my friend group was self-contained enough where, like, I think it just was with my friend group that I was like, can you believe this happened? She fucking, and also, here's the thing. I'm not going to lie. Everyone's done that, okay? Everyone scratched their asshole at one point in their life with their pants and been like, what does that smell like? Okay? You might have done it yesterday. You might have done it when you were 12. You might have done it when you were 8. You might have done it when you were 15. Who knows the age? It's okay. You did it. Everybody did it. Man, woman, child, doesn't matter. You did it at one point. Okay? You might still be doing it. It might be a fun thing you like doing. Okay? But all I know is it happened at least once. It's like picking your nose. Okay? People do it. They don't talk about it, but they do it. It's not as prevalent as picking your nose, probably. They're different. Picking your nose is more common, I would think, than sniffing what your butthole tastes like. I don't know about that. That's got to be somebody too. I'm sure there's somebody who tastes their own fucking asshole. But I'm talking about sniffs. I'm strictly sniffs right now. Anyway, my ass fucking stinks. And we just said that all the time, me and my friends. And to this day, I'm like, it's one of those weird moments where I wish I knew the person well enough to be like, hey, do you remember doing this? Because part of me is also like, did this happen? Did I imagine this happening? Is this something that, like, I saw them in the hallway and I didn't quite hear what she said? Like, did she actually just say, like, is my ass look big? No, I don't. She said something. She motioned towards her butt and said something to this girl. And I swear it looked like she sniffed and was like, my ass fucking stanks. Which is, here's the thing. It's one of the strangest and most bizarre things for a person to do. But it's also one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. So I'm just, on multiple levels, I'm wondering, did she see me and go like, I have an audience. This will be funny not just to my friend, but this random dude in the hallway? Or was she like, I just got to let someone know that my ass fucking stinks. So if somebody smells my ass, then they know why. They know that I know. It could be a preemptive thing like that. Like, hey, dude, my ass fucking stinks. So if it's a certain... I don't want you to think that I don't know that, you know? If I'm going to have a stinky butthole, I got to have you know so I don't look like just a fucking dirty idiot who's not aware of their odors. You know what I'm saying? That could be it also. That seems like it makes... That's probably the reason. If I had a stinky butthole, I mean... I don't know. I could see that being a legit reason for saying my ass fucking stanks loudly in the hallway. The volume was strange to me. She said it so loud. Maybe she thought they were alone and I was like just walking up and she was like, "Oh shit." Did she know? Did she know that I heard her? I still wonder to this day. That's why I wish I fucking was friends with her still. In any capacity, so I could be like, yo, did you mean for me to hear you say my ass fucking stinks? Were you trying to tell me specifically that your ass fucking stinks? Because it's a funny thing, and it's stuck with me so long that now it's like 12 years later, I'm talking about it on a podcast alone by myself. Like, did you? It was such a fucking incredible moment that I needed to share it with the world. Did you mean for me to hear it? Because thank you. My ass fucking stinks. Yeah. Sorry, someone's fucking calling me in the middle of the podcast. I swear to God, man, every time I do the podcast, someone either calls me or texts me or does fucking something, bro. Yeah, dude. I don't eat ass. I don't. I wish I did. It's fun to say. I think that's why that stuck with me so much. Is my ass fucking stinks. My ass fucking stinks. What a bizarre voice to say such a bizarre sentence in. I just love that sentence. But also, like, it's fun to say, like, dude, you eat ass, bro? Dude, I fucking eat ass. That's fun to say. It's fun to say the sentence, I eat ass. But I don't do it, and it bums me out. Does anyone feel that way? There are certain things sexually that I'll never do, and it bums me out that I'm not open enough to try it. Like, it bums me out knowing that I could date someone eventually that's like, hey, will you eat my asshole? And I'll be like, no. Absolutely not. I'll never do that. Like, it bums me out that I'm never going to love anyone enough to be like, yeah, dude, I'll do that. For you, I'll do anything. Because people have that conversation. I've had conversations with people where they're like, I don't like doing it, but if my partner like really wanted me to do it, if they really liked that, if they really needed me to eat their butthole, then I would eat their butthole. And I'm always like, you're a more loving person than me. Because I would go, that's awesome that you really want that. But I really am never going to go down there even remotely. Okay? I will go down the front of your body every fucking day, dude. I'll do that anytime. I enjoy that immensely. But if we're going down the back of you or we're lifting it up so I can get into my mouth is not going in someone's butthole, dude. I just can't. People say it tastes good. It tastes like shit, dude. What do you mean? Then people say, yeah, if it's dirty. What? I don't want to lick something that has shit coming out of it. You know what I'm saying? And I know this isn't like a new idea. This is a pretty fucking hack, obvious. Yeah, I don't want to do that, but I don't know. People say it tastes good. How is that possible? How, dude? Has the person never eaten Burger King? Like, what? It tastes good? I'm sure they've eaten burritos in their life, so I'm sure it does not taste good, dude. I don't care how thoroughly you clean out a butthole. Yeah, at least one time a day, shit's coming out of it, okay? And I'm not gonna fucking hound you for your. You know what it is? I'm not going to be on top of you enough for me to feel comfortable eating your butthole. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if somebody wants you to eat their butt, you're going to have to interject a lot and go, did you take a shower? Like, you're going to have to keep up with their bathing routines an amount that I don't need to. You know, I don't need to be with somebody who wants me to eat their butt. And then I'm like, well, now I got to pay attention to how often they shower and then find out, damn, dude, this person never cleans their body. I don't want that. And also, I just don't want to do it. Why can't people respect that you just don't want to do some things? You know? Sometimes people don't like certain sexual acts. I don't get the whole like, but I really want you to do it to me. I really want you to do a thing that you're going to fucking be disgusted doing the entire time. Please. Unless you're into that. I guess certain people are into that. Doing like having someone do something to you that they, I don't know. People are into degradation shit. consensual degradation shit. I don't know. I'm not into it. I don't know. I don't want someone's sad eyes eating my butthole. Like I don't want to see someone disappointed in their life doing something sexually to me. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't seem like a fun time. I don't want anyone to do anything sexual to me begrudgingly, you know? I've talked about that on here, right? When I was with somebody who didn't like going down, clearly didn't like sucking a dick, didn't like enjoying a panache. They didn't like that, right? But instead of just saying like, oh yeah, I'm not into that, when I would go down on them, they would go, should I go down on you? Should I do that to you? And I would always be like, do you like doing that? And she'd be like, I mean, I don't hate it. And I'd be like, well, it sounds like you might. If you say to somebody, do you like doing something? And they go, I don't hate it. Then I go, hey, man, you hate it. You hate it, and please do not do it to me. But she was like, no, I want to do it. I don't know. I'll do it. I was like, okay, whatever you want to do. And then she went down, and it was uncomfortable, dude. It was so uncomfortable that I stopped her. I stopped her in the middle of it and was like, please don't. Please don't do this. Please, this is uncomfortable, and I hate it. And then when I stopped her, she was like, why'd you stop me? Because you hate this, dude. And I told her, I was like, it seems like you don't like this. It seemed like taking out the trash. You know what I'm saying? You know when you're like, hey, dude, can you take out the trash? And the person's like, I mean, the trash, I guess, dude. I guess the trash has to be taken out. And you're like, no, I could take out, like, it's fine. No, fine, I'll do it. Like, she did it like it was a chore. And that's not fun, dude. That's not a good time. Like, I think if you're doing something like it's a chore, if something sexually feels like a chore to you, just look at your partner and go, hey, man, I don't want to do this. Hey, man, this is bumming me out. And if your partner's cool, I'm sure they'll be like, oh, okay, well, let's not do that then. I don't know. I'm probably just talking out my fucking asshole anyway, so might as well eat it. That was a stupid joke. That was a dumb joke. Anyway, I guess that's it for the podcast. The timer just went off. And, yeah, I mean, that's it. I'm good. I'm done. I think I covered what I want to talk about. Yeah. You know what? Let's talk about one more thing. The camera's about to go out. I got one more thing I want to talk about. I keep forgetting to talk about it. I'll see you guys in a sec. All right. So, last thing. I just want to talk about, I keep forgetting to talk about this, but masks, dude. I have talked about masks a lot, but it was all hypothetical. It was all just like, hey, what are things going to be like with the mask? And, oh, it might be like this, it might be like that. But now I'm getting direct experiences where I'm like, I'm understanding what the mask is and what it's doing to me, to my perception of people, and what it's doing for people and how people see them. So I was on the train and this woman had a mask on, and I hope I didn't already say this on the podcast. I don't think I have. But this woman was wearing this mask and it was like drooping down, right? Like it was like this on her face. So all I saw was her upper lip, right? And her eyes, and that's it. And she had beautiful eyes, and she had like a beautiful nose, and this all of this was beautiful, right? And I was like, damn, this girl's really cute. Just in my head, I was just sitting, and out of my peripherals, I was like, oh, it's a very cute lady. And at a certain point, her mask fell down, and I saw her chin and everything else. Well, first of all, I was annoyed because, like, why is your mask here? Why is it, like, halfway in your mouth? Either take it off or put it all the way up. You know, either commit to not wearing it or wear it. Why are we doing the half thing? It's fucking so irritating. If you're deciding to take it off, bro. Don't just have your nose and half your mouth peeking out. Isn't that uncomfortable for you? Because it's annoying for two reasons. One of them is we're on the subway. If I got to wear it, like, if we're wearing it, wear it. If you're deciding to take it off, fucking make the full commitment. Also, the way it's hanging in your mouth can't be comfortable. So me looking at how uncomfortable it looks on your face, it makes me feel uncomfortable like it's sitting like that on my fucking face. There's no way you feel good with that position. Change it. Anyway, so it's hanging down halfway down her face, and then it falls off at one point. And also that was irritating. It was like, I guess it was just like slowly going down her face. Like it wasn't even a decision on her part of taking it off. It was just it was a negligence on her part of like, I'm not going to fix this. I'm going to let it drift down my face. What kind of psychotic behavior is that? That's real. I'm going to fucking have a full bladder while I eat mentality. Okay. That's real. I don't need to pee yet. I'm going to enjoy my steak with a full bladder psychotic mentality. Letting your mask just fall down your face. Anyway. So it falls down her face, and then I see her chin and the rest of her mouth, and I go, oh, wait, I don't think she's attractive at all. And I realized, like, oh, shit, you autocorrect people's faces. And I was like, damn, dude, that's not good. That isn't good at all. And then I realized, like, some people have beautiful eyes. Like, some people have beautiful eyes and the masks are killing it for them. And I said this before, but they have ugly faces. And once their face is revealed, it's fucking frightening. And this was a firsthand experience of that. Was that like, and now I keep seeing it. I don't know what the reason is, but maybe these women know that like their upper lip to their forehead is their most beautiful aspect of their face, so they're trying to like let you know, like, hey dude, I'm cute as fuck. They're taking advantage of the fact that they need to cover some of their face, so they cover the main portion that looks gross. I mean, I wish we had fucking eye folds, man. I feel like my eyes are not a good part. I have like tiny fucking owly eyes. I wish I had a fucking cover on them. You just saw the bottom of my face. But even the bottom of my face has problems. I wish I just had a section here where you just saw the dimples, because people tend to like those. I wish it was just that. But even that's all pimply as shit. I'm fucking very mediocre, okay? I've said this before, right? I'm anywhere from a 5 to an 8, depending on who you ask. Maybe even a 4 if the person's feeling particularly mean. But I don't know. I just thought that was strange. I thought that was interesting how we're autocorrecting people's faces, or at least I'm doing that. And I'm wondering if other people are doing that. But it's not good. It's bad for the person, dude. Like, they don't want to be autocorrected. That's awful. Or if you go on a date and they have fucking nice eyes and then they take their mask off and you're like, wait a second. And here's the thing. Sometimes the bottom of the person's face is still attractive, but it's like their eyes were too attractive for the bottom of the face. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the eyes fuck up the rest. Because when you see it all as one thing, you're like, oh, it all makes sense. It's all very attractive. But when it's just the eyes and the eyes are very fucking stacked, and then you see the rest, you're like, damn, dude, those eyes are fucking a lot. You got to keep up with those eyes by fucking changing the bottom, dude. I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is the mask is making me realize that it's better to have a consistently ugly or consistently okay looking or consistently beautiful face than fucking hot as fuck eyes and an ugly fit mouth, or like a hot mouth and ugly eyes. That's not good. I've seen that too, though. Fucking gross eyes. They take off the mask. I'm like, damn, dude, that girl is beautiful. What is that, dude? Guys too, man. There's some handsome ass dudes with fucking droopy, shitty fucking eyes. Anyway, that's why we gotta ban masks, dude. What if somebody said that? That's why I don't wear a mask, dude. Listen, if somebody said that, I'd be on board. I can't get on board with the I can't breathe with it thing. It's like, yeah, man, it's a little uncomfortable, especially if you're like on a train and you feel like an asshole if you take it off, so you just have it on for like a fucking long time. If you're on the train for an hour, it can be a bummer. But at the same time, it's like, you can breathe, dude. But if somebody just came out there and was like, dude, listen, with my listen, I have very pretty eyes, okay? And when I take my mask off, when I have the mask on, people autocorrect the bottom of my face to make me look prettier than I am. When I don't have the mask on, people see me for what it is, and they think I'm attractive, okay? This eye shit's throwing them off. I don't want to wear a mask. I'm not wearing one. I need people to think I'm consistently attractive. I can't have this. Ooh, look at those eyes. What the fuck is the rest of that? I can't have this, dude. There was a lady or a man who pushed that agenda, I'd be like, damn, dude, maybe they don't need to wear a mask. Maybe, I don't know. If a doctor signs a note, they're too pretty for a mask, let's... Masks insanely change the perception of my face and how people receive it. All right, dude. I am not getting dates or jobs because people think the bottom of my face is going to be better looking than it is. I can't wear a mask. I'd be like, all right, dude. There you go. All right, dude. Your doctor note checks out. Go with God. And hopefully you don't catch the COVID and go with God. But, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's on you. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. This was a fun podcast. It was another long one, but, dude, I don't know. They're long sometimes. Who cares? I had a fun time, as always. Thank you to everybody who listens. This fucking tiny exclusive club. You're fucking dope. And, yeah. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.